What's your thoughts on unionization inside of the world of hip hop?
So the good brother, Dr. Umar. Y'all gotta get me the fuck off this stage. I fuck with him, right? And I like him a lot. I almost love him, and I can't agree with 100% of this shit because then the women will want to kill me or some shit, right? But I fuck with him, right? And so he was saying that hip hop don't do nothing. So I went and researched, like I know what I've done. What I've done is incredible. I just told you that when it was hot outside, we didn't have an AC. I had to sleep on the floor. I just told you it was most nights we ate rice and eggs. We didn't have shit. We was broke. And so I invest in the community myself. Anytime something's a problem, just last year we had 17 Muslim African brothers and sisters that died in a fire in the Bronx. We raised $2 million. Puerto Rico had the hurricane. Donald Trump threw fucking tissues at the Puerto Ricans. We send £1 million of women's hygienes and food and medicine, 4 planes to Puerto Rico. That's just me. Dr. Dre donated $70 million to a college in LA. Jay-Z got the justice reform where he raises millions and millions of dollars for people in the hood to go. So I'm telling you, piece by piece, what hip hop has done. So Dr. Umar says hip hop ain't do shit. We ain't got a union. We ain't got our own hospital. I disagree. Right? And so we all do it our own way. And unfortunately, the hip hop game has always been every man or every woman for themselves. And even though we love each other and we do share camaraderie, and even though we do have a fraternity, unfortunately, it was structured this way. I don't know if it was done like that purposely, so we can't help each other, but unionizing and giving the less fortunate artists, you got to think of life without music. You got to think about, imagine life without music. Think of every time you broke up with your man and you listened to that song and it got you through. Or your mother passed away and you listened to End of the Road. Or the time our brothers and sisters went out to war, but they had to listen to DMX or Nori to get through. The beauty of music is incredible. It's impactful. It's the universal language of the world. I've been to places that don't talk English, but they know every song I say on stage. So we gotta look out for the guys who paved the way, the pioneers who put it down. I'm all for a union. I'm all for healthcare. I'm all for healthcare. I don't know if you know, I'm representing you guys because there's over 100 million people in America that are bankrupt because of healthcare product prices. Now, if you're a man and you bankrupt, your wife don't want you no more. It's over in the crib. Money is a problem, especially if you ain't getting it like that. So it breaks homes. This isn't Republican. This isn't Democrat. This isn't white, black, Spanish, Amish, Native American. They taking advantage of us. And the only thing, when you bought that bag, you knew the price. When you bought them shades, you knew the price. When I bought that sandwich, I knew the price. But you go to the hospital and they don't tell you the fucking price. And there's people taking a MRI that pay $2,000. The same person online is paying $4,000. The next person online is paying $400. So we need them to show us the prices so that now we can go to our 3 favorite hospitals and say, oh, no, I'm going over there because that shit is $400. It ain't $4,000. And it's the law already, so they need to enforce it. And so we passed the law in New York, first time in history. By the way, you want to talk about hip hop. We passed the law in New York City, healthcare transparency. They have to tell you the prices. The mayor set up an office just to enforce that. Now Monday, we going for the shit in America, where Hakeem Jeffries is bringing the law up. What's the name of the act, Rich? You here? Man, that man back there, man, doing some shit. But They're going to try to pass a transparency law in America. And that's important for you guys because we could almost Uberize the healthcare system till we know what we paying. We know what we got to pay. They're taking advantage of Americans all over.
You know, when I first, shout out to that. Clap it up for that.
Shout out to Joe.
You know, when I first realized what you were talking about, so I used to play ball and I was in college and I fractured my wrist. So I had to go to the doctor and they put a slant thing on my wrist. It wasn't that big of a deal. I just had to sit out for like 6 weeks. They sent me the bill, but I think they sent me the bill by accident. It was supposed to go to my insurance company. Long story short, I actually, for some reason, I read it. I probably would have normally just threw it away, but I read it. It said they did surgery on my wrist and I broke my arm. So they billed for like $200,000. So what I realized is that they're billing the insurance company. Now you can say, well, what does that care? Because now it all is a trickle down effect. The insurance company's paying $200,000 for something that costs $500, right? So now that's why your insurance premiums are so high, because the insurance company is passing that. They're not taking a loss. They're passing that down to you. So this is like the biggest crime in the world right now, where you could just literally, like you said, there's no transparency at all. You could say anything.
We go to jail if we did that shit.
For 100 years.
For 100 years. We would go to jail. There was probably extortion, all type of shit. But they getting away with it, you know?